So, yeah, he came here and he had this software where he took a picture of the wall and then he put the photograph up on there, and you could see what it was going to look like, and he sized it, and he's like, okay, do you want it this size, this size? It was really cool. So I knew what it was going to look like before he ever made it.
Very similar.
Yeah.
To,
and this is, we've had, as you probably know, a huge number of athletes that have used the patches over the years. And so we've had our members approach different athletes and sporting teams. So this is DC United, a soccer team, and they were all really appreciative about the energy patches, so they signed a jersey, and of course we had it framed. We're having lunch brought in, by the way. Originally, I had reservations made, but I wasn't sure how many people there would be, so I thought, well, we can just stay and work and do that, and then we'll go out for dinner tonight.
That's great.
Thank you. Yeah, and then if you guys are up for staying out a little later, I have something fun planned.
That sounds really good.
We'll see what you guys are up for after dinner. So, we've gotten a number of questions about animals, right? So we have the AccuLife product, and actually some of our members have earned quite a bit of money betting on horses with patches. One of them is one of our employees, Dr. Haltiwanger, but unfortunately he told me about the horse patching after the race was done, and I didn't have a chance to win as much money as he did. But this is Stevie Wonderboy, and Stevie Wonderboy was owned by Merv Griffin, the billionaire up in Palm Springs, and somehow that horse ended up with the patches and ended up winning the 2-year-old Breeders' Cup. This is Coach Richard Quick. He was our athletic director until he passed away, and we might not be where we are today if it hadn't been for Richard, because we had the opportunity back in 2003 to work with him. He was a 6-time United States Olympic swim coach, and I had the opportunity to work with his female swimmers from Stanford, and a number of them went on to be in the Olympics wearing our patches. And actually, in July, August of 2004, we made national news because all of these athletes were cited with the patches, and that kind of what catapulted our network. So very, very appreciative to Richard Quick. We sometimes have a joke that we have over 70 clinical studies, but people ask, do you do any animal testing? And what we say is, well, we think very highly about animals. We don't want to injure them. So before we ever do testing on animals, we test them on people first. And the other way around. It actually ended up that way. We did many clinical studies with humans before we ever got to animals. But this was the first published study we ever did on animals, was with over 130 horses. This was done with a veterinary acupuncturist, Dr. Lauren Durack. And anyway, what we found was that by applying the patches to the horses, they got pain relief. And we have one of our members earns over $500,000 a year patching horses. That's his business. And I'm going to tell you what he does. This is insane. But what he will do is he will find the point of pain on the horse. And when you press the point, the horse kicks. Right? That's how you know where the point is.
Hopefully he's not on behind.
He will apply the patches, stand behind the horse, and tell the owner to press the point. And they say, you're crazy. You're going to get kicked in the head. He says, do it. Presses it. The horse is out of pain. That's how he's built his
Very theatrical.
Hey, David, next time I go to horse racing, I'm going to put a night slip on the opponent horses.
There you go. This is a really interesting story too. Sam Cassell, yeah, he was reaching the end of his career, and one of our members, Mickey Flanagan, got the patches to him, and his performance completely improved and changed, and there was all these write-ups about him, a vet who plays like a rambunctious kid, and this is because of the energy patches, and they ended up extending his contract. And I don't remember what the number was. It was like he ended up making like something like another $12 or $13 million because of this. So, yeah, so that was pretty interesting. This fellow over here, Dr. Tom Budzinski, He was an expert in the field of neurology and biofeedback. And we began working with him because he had found out, oh, excuse me. Oh, there we go, thank you. I'm bringing some food in. If you guys can step away from the tables just a little bit, we're going to bring them in here. So he was an expert in the field of neurology, and the reason why I was interested in Lifeway because one of his studies was trying to find a treatment for Parkinson's disease. And basically what he had found was that if you could elevate the body's glutathione levels, you could prevent Parkinson's. And even today, medical doctors are just now starting to administer IVs of glutathione to reduce the symptoms of Parkinson's. And when Dr. Budzinski heard about Lifeway, he wanted to be involved and study the glutathione patch, which he did. One interesting thing about him is that very early in his career, you guys know what the SR-71 Blackbird spy plane is?
Yep, the big blackbird.
Oh,
You
the
see any
big
of the
plane,
X-Men
big plane.
movies?
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
you
yes.
know that plane that they
Yeah.
fly? That's an SR-71.
Okay.
He developed some of the electronics, the inertial guidance system for that plane, so he was a pretty